Hello my dear students, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to learn class 10 English poem Abraham Lincoln's letter to his son's teachers, question and answers. And this is part 2 of this question and answer session, students. Part 1 we have already done in my earlier video, which contains first 12 questions of your first main. So we shall proceed on in today's video with the remaining question and answers. And I would also share the link in the description box regarding the video of the poem explanation and the part 1 question and answers for your convenience, students. So let's move on to the part 2 of this question and answer session. But before that, if you are viewing my video for the first time, to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of my latest upcoming videos, and to watch the video till end. And if you like it, hit the like button and share among your friends. So moving on to the question and answer, students, we were doing comprehension questions. Under that, answer the following questions briefly. First 12 is already done. Now we'll move on to the 13th question. And it's, what does Lincoln mean when he says too much sweetness? So when you read the poem, you come across this line, too much sweetness. So what does this mean? So answer is, Lincoln wants his son to be careful about people who speak very sweetly to him, because he knows only those people who want some favor from us are very sweet. It's very true, students. Lincoln is an experienced father and he knows that you have to be very careful. So he wants his son to be very careful when he's speaking and listen to the people, like how they are speaking, if they are talking, if they're speaking very sweetly, if they're very sweet to him, he should understand that they want some favor from him. That is why they are sweet, or else unnecessarily no one will be so sweet to you. So it's a lesson for you all also, students. So be very kind and sharp and intelligent enough to identify the fake people. So here this is the answer. Lincoln wants his son to be careful about the people who speak very sweetly to him, because he knows only those people who want some favor from us are very sweet. So moving on to next question. What does the poet father mean by close his ears to a howling mob? Again, there's a line in the poem which says, close his ears to a howling mob. Howling mob is one who keeps on saying you many things. They keep on forcing you to do something. Those are known as howling. Okay, so answer is, a mob can be very effective in influencing a person to be bad and wrong, no matter how determined he is to be good and correct. So the father poet wants his son to close his ears to a howling mob and have confidence and faith in his own good sense. So students, your mob, it can be very effective in influencing a person, whether it is good or bad. Most of the times, the mob influence a person to become bad, go to a wrong direction, because they don't like person to be walking in a good line, in the good way, in a proper manner. So no matter how determined, how focused you are that no, I want to be a good person, I'll do all the correct things, I'll be on the good path, but there will be a person, a mob who will be influencing you, who will be forcing you, and you will be influenced by that person to go on the wrong path. So that is the purpose why the father poet wants his son to close his ears to a howling mob and have confidence in himself and faith in his own good sense. Okay, instead of listening to the mob, you have to have confidence in yourself. So that's what the answer here. Next, what is the ultimate teaching Lincoln recommends, and to what end? So what is the ultimate, the final thing that Lincoln wants his son to be learned, and what does he recommend? So answer is, the ultimate teaching Lincoln recommends is he wants his son's teacher to teach his son to have sublime faith in himself, because only then the son will have sublime faith in mankind. Means the Lincoln wants his son's teacher to teach him to have true faith in himself. Confidently he should believe in himself. Only then can he have sublime faith in mankind. Only then can he believe in mankind. Yes, there are true people also. So first he should have confidence in himself. So that is what sublime faith in himself, and this is how you can write the answer for this question. Next one. Lincoln does not want his son to put a price tag on his soul. What does he mean by this? So there's a line where he says that to put a price tag on his soul. So what does he mean by this? He does not want his son to do this. So answer is, it means that Lincoln wants his son to remain incorruptible throughout his life and never compromise on values. So the answer is, this line is mentioned and he means that he wants his son to remain incorruptible. He don't want him to be in corrupted hands, nor he should become corruptible person. He should be free out of it throughout his life, and he should never compromise on values, the moral values, the good things which he has in himself. He should never compromise it to anything and in the life, because values are more important. Sometimes if you're forced, you just compromise with the values and you do even the bad things. So that is what your Lincoln wants, that his son should not become corruptible throughout his life and should never compromise on his values. So here we come with this answer. Moving to next question. Why is it essential for someone to have sublime faith in mankind? Why should the person have faith and confidence in mankind? Why should he believe him as a true person? So the answer is, when a person has sublime faith in mankind, he will have the faith that the person is not bad every time. He will also have the faith that all men are not bad, even though if some are. And then the mind will be calm and optimistic. Such a peaceful mind will not provoke the person to violence or hatred or make him fearful. But such a mind will enable him to be courageous, loving, and patient with everyone. Okay, so here when the person is having confidence in mankind, is having a true belief in mankind, he will also have faith that yes, the person is not bad every time. Maybe sometimes some situation arises and the person was doing some bad thing, but not every time. Then he'll also have faith that all men are not bad. If some people whom he has met are bad, there are also some who are good. So he will have this faith. And then with this thinking, with this faith, the mind will be calm and optimistic, will be positive. He will think positive then towards the mankind. Then such a peaceful mind will not provoke him to go for violence. He will not have hatred for others. He will not be in fight and chaos with any other person, and it will not make him fearful also. He will be calm, he'll be confident, he'll be very strong enough. But such a mind will enable, instead this kind of mind will enable him to be courageous, loving and patient with everyone. He will treat everyone with courage, he will be loving everyone, he will be with patience with each and every person, whether he is good or bad, because he has faith in mankind, because he know when he has faith, there are so many positive ideas and thinking in the person's mind. So this is what the answer here. Moving on to next one. In the line, this is a big order, what does this refer to? So there's a line, this is a big order in the poem. So what does this refer to in this line, in this phrase? So answer is, this refers to all that the father wants the teacher to teach his son. The father's request is referred to here. So whatever request he wants the teacher to teach, that all are mentioned above in the above lines of the poem, and then he's writing, this is a big order. So this is referring to all that he wants his teacher to teach his son. Okay, moving on to next one. What does a big order mean here? So what is that big order? Answer is, a big order refer to the various values the father wants to be developed in his son. So we know the father is mentioning each and every order, each and every values that he wants his son's teacher to teach him, to be kind, to be polite, and also to be very confident, to have faith, everything. So all these values which he wants his son's teacher to teach his son is known as a big order. Okay, so that is what written here. I hope it's clear, students. Moving on to the next question. When the father says this is a big order, it implies. Here again, when he says this is a big order, what does he mean? There are three options. A, that the father has no faith in the teachers or the school. B, that the father has no faith in his son's ability to acquire these values. Or C, that the task of teaching such values is too difficult for any teacher or school. So what does he mean by this is a big order? Out of these three, the answer is C. The task of teaching such values is too difficult for any teacher or school. Okay, he knows that it's such a difficult task to teach a son, to teach a child all these values of the world. So that is why he has mentioned it as this is a big order. Okay, moving on to next one. There are a few other expressions which indicate that the task of inculcating such values is not easy for the teacher or the school. Pick out the expressions. So the question is that there are some more expressions and lines in the poem which indicates that yes, these values are really very difficult to teach to a child, to a son, for by the teacher or the school. It's not so easy. So what are those expressions and lines? You have to pick it out from the poem. So answer is the expressions. It will take time, I know. Try to give my son. The phrase "if you can" is repeated many times, indicates that the writer knows the difficulty of the task. Okay, so it will take time, I know, means he knows that it is difficult, it will take time, it will take time to teach him. Then try to give my son means he's saying at least try. I know it's not so easy, but you have to try. Then if you can, this phrase is also repeated many times, that if you can, if you can. He's not compulsion, he's not putting any compulsion, but he knows it's difficult, so he's adding this phrase that if you can, he's repeating it. So these all expressions are showing, are indicating that writer already knows that the task is very difficult. So thus this is the answer, students. Moving on to the next one. The poem has a long list of contrasting values. Contrasting means opposite values, opposite ideas. They have been mentioned in the poem. So some of them are given, for example, scoundrel, hero, selfish politician, dedicated leader. You have to pick out the rest from the poem. There are many more which you have to pick out. So I have listed some of them. You can go through it. And it's enemy, friend, dollar earned, £5, learn to lose, enjoy winning, gentle, tough, honorable to fail, to cheat, treat him gently, do not cuddle him. Okay, so all these are opposites and contrasting ideas and values to each other. So these are mentioned in the poem. So this will be your answer. Okay, you can write even if you find some more opposites and contrasting ideas in the poem. Okay, from the poem. So moving on to the next question. Identify the lines which highlight the following qualities or values. So here you are having few questions, few phrases and lines, you can say. One by one you have to highlight, like in the poem, which line is giving you this value or this ideas or this qualities. Okay, so moving on to first question. To be positive and optimistic means to think right, to think positive. This value is mentioned in the poem. So which lines states you that being to be positive and optimistic? You have to find out that and write. So answer is the line, and take only good that comes through, and how to laugh when he is sad. So these two lines are giving you positive, it's motivating you. So you can write this as it's giving you or highlighting the qualities and values to be a positive and optimistic person. Okay, so this is the answer. In the same way, you have to do the second one, to be able to accept failure and defeat. So which line gives you this hint, this idea? It's teach him to learn to lose and also to enjoy winning. Okay, so these two lines and phrases gives you the values and the qualities to be able to accept failure and defeat. Same way, next question, to be able to appreciate what is beyond human understanding. So which line in the poem says you to appreciate or gives you the idea of having the ability to appreciate what is beyond human understanding, which is not in human control? So the lines, but also give him quite time to ponder the eternal mystery of birds in the sky, bees in the sun, and the flowers on the green hillside. So these are the lines which give you the quality of appreciating what is beyond human understanding. Okay, the next question, to have faith and belief in oneself. So which line gives you this quality in the poem? It's Teach him to have faith in his own ideas, even if everyone tells him that he is wrong. If he's having faith and truth, he knows he is true in his own ideas, then he should have the confidence in himself. He should have faith and belief. So this line mentions that. Then, not to treat the beaten track. So here there is a line in the poem which says not to just go beyond the crowd. Okay, so the answer is the lines which says you or gives you this quality is, try to give my son the strength not to follow the crowd when everyone is getting on the bandwagon. Means if everyone is following the same crowd, the same path, give my son the strength not to follow that crowd but to decide by himself and be confident in him. So this quality is given in this lines. Okay, moving on to the next question. Not being gullible. So which line gives you this quality in the poem? It's, teach him to listen to all men, but teach him also to filter all he hears on the screen of truth. So there's a line here which says that he should have the quality of listening to all the men, but he should also know how to filter what are true and what are fake. On the basis of the screen of truth, he should decide and he should understand. Okay, so this is the answer. The last one of this question, to be able to discriminate the right from the wrong. So which line suggests you this or give you the quality of this thing? It's, teach him to close his ears to a howling mob and to stand and fight if he thinks he's right. Okay, so these lines give you the quality that he should be able to discriminate the right from the wrong. If you know it's right, you can fight for it, you can go ahead. If you know it's wrong, even if the howling mob is forcing you, but if the crowd is forcing you, you should close your ears and do what is right, what you think is right, and should have confidence in yourself. So students, here we come to an end with this main of question and answers. I hope it was very useful and informative, and you liked this video. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, do hit the like button and share with your friends. We'll be back soon with the next main question and answers. Till then, be safe.